Hi, this is a question with regard to genetically modified food. Where can we find non-GMO foods? And the answer to that question is actually not very easy to give. Here in the United States, there is no real legislation that differentiates between non-GMO, genetically modified, and genetically modified foods. The only safety factor that can determine whether you get the real food, not the artificially produced food, is to go by organic foods. So when you see genuinely organically grown, then at least you have a chance to get the real thing. So far, organically grown foods are not genetically modified. Now, if you eat non-organic foods, you may eat genetically modified foods. There's hardly anything that can protect you against that, given the lack of labeling on these foods. Now, there are a number of foods that are highly modified, and that includes soybeans and also the soybean products like soy milk and soybeans themselves, of course, and tofu and other soy products. So I would be very careful eating those kinds of foods. 93% of them are genetically modified. Corn is another one, corn or maize, of which 86% are genetically modified, and that again refers to the practice in the United States. All over the world, it's applying only to 26% of the foods. So the rest of them are non-GMO foods, corn products. With regard to cottonseed oil, almost 95% of cottonseed is genetically modified. So that's something to consider. With regard to alfalfa, alfalfa was banned from 2005 to 2007 as a feed for animals, cattle, and so on. Now this ban has been lifted recently in 2011, so alfalfa is something that is being genetically modified once again. With regard to the popular fruit papaya, the Hawaiian papaya is 80% genetically modified, so you better stay away from that and seek other sources of papaya than that coming from Hawaii. Tomatoes were genetically modified. There were attempts made, but it didn't succeed. The crop failure was far too large to use GMO techniques to modify it. There's another popular food, and that is canola oil, which is a genetically modified oil which is basically derived from rapeseed oil, and rapeseed oil is coming from the plant rapeseed. And in order to make it non-toxic for human consumption, to modify it, they had to genetically alter the plant, the seeds, so that it would not have such a high toxicity. So stay away from canola oil. Canola oil has been shown in laboratory experiments to produce brain cancers in mice. So it's not something you want to take lightly. It was introduced in a hurry for a need for a very low cholesterol oil, and it was approved without any testing done on it. Sugar cane is pretty safe in that respect, but I don't recommend sugar that is refined. If you want to eat sugar, then some of the best sugars are palm sugar or coconut sugar, as it is called, and that has highly valuable nutrients in it that can be useful Besides, it doesn't create the same insulin effects as regular sugar does. Then there's a small amount of zucchini squash that is genetically modified, about 13%. And again, if you go for the organic version of zucchini, then you are safe. If you eat your pesticide-treated zucchini, you don't know whether you're eating your genetically modified zucchini or regular zucchini. There are some other foods that are being listed for genetic modification in the future, but for right now these are the main foods, so I highly recommend to stay away from that, to be safe. Eat organically grown fruits and vegetables, at least for the time being. This is your safety valve. Thank you so much, and bon appetit.